Hey everybody, and welcome to the bait shop. I am so grateful to be back in the shop getting work done. It's been a busy few weeks. You know, I guess we're in the fourth week? I don't know. Fourth week of October. But it's been a busy October. If you don't know, we do in-person events where we set up a booth and we sell all the bait there. We've had some of those, and then I was in Texas for almost a week. And now I'm back. We can get into a routine. We can start to prepare for the big fishing expo in January, which is going to be amazing because we will have several new products there. But today, I'm going to make some fish sticks. The Cinco, the 5-inch, or yeah, I believe it's a 5-inch or 6-inch Cinco. You know, the standard old stick bait, right? We call it the fish stick. I have got 6 of those molds on the hot plate right now, along with 3 injectors. So we're going to do things a little bit differently than we usually do for big runs. I don't know if you see it. These cups of plastic have been sitting up here for a while. I prepped them for a run of fish sticks, and then we had something come up that evening and I couldn't use them. So I covered them in saran wrap, stuck them on the shelf, and have not gotten back to them. Now, they've been sealed from dust, which is good, but not from moisture, which means we are going to have to run them in the vacuum chamber once we start to cook them. So we're going to do our vacuum chamber method a little bit differently than normal as well. Normally, I would heat the plastic, color it, put whatever additives I'm going to put in it, and then I would put it in the vacuum chamber, suck all the air out of the plastic, cook it again, and then inject it. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to cook it up till it's pre-gel phase. So the plastic is hot and the water molecules within the plastic have been excited, cooked by the microwave, and that introduces the air to the plastic. We can go ahead and vacuum that out. Then we'll finish cooking it, do our color and our additives, and probably put it in the vacuum chamber again for just a little bit for good measure. I did want to point out, so you can kind of see here, the separation here. These are the plasticizers, and this is the resin. And once you get those mixed together and that chemical reaction occurs around 350 degrees, those combine, and that's what comes out in that soft plastic jelly-like substance. So we are going to get that stirred up really well. We will, yeah, I can use the small stirs. We're going to get stirred up really well, get it cooked up halfway, vacuum it out, pull it from that, finish cooking it, color it, and inject it. And I think what I'm going to end up doing, so I have 6 fish stick molds. I'm going to clamp them all together. I have 2 injectors. I have 3. I have them all on the hot plate, but I don't think we're going to end up needing all 3. I think we'll use the 2 smaller ones and run as many of the fish stick molds as we can, and then potentially pour off what's left in here, depending on how many molds we get filled, into a smaller cup, go ahead and heat it and run the whatever mold is left. Now, ingredient list. I showed you the plastic, but this is Dead On Plastics Black Label Swim Bait Jerkbait blend. I like it because it's got a lot of action, but it's a little more durable than a straight worm blend. So you're going to get more use out of your fish sticks than you would if I just use the worm blend, which has more action, granted, but is much more fragile. Then we're going to be using some Dead On Neo Orange Yellow right there, and some Dead On Orange to Yellow Glow Powder. We are making some glow sticks, some little lightsabers, if you will. We will show off the glow after they are demolded, but they're going to look great, and they're going to be especially good for the murky, dark water or night fishing. You want to drop what will essentially look like a glowing radioactive carrot down to the bottom of a pond and catch a bass, and you will be able to. Let's get the plastic cooking, and we will take a look at the vacuum chamber with the semi-cooked plastic here in just a minute. I actually thought you all might find it interesting to watch this combine. Look at that. We're just gonna start stirring. Now, this is a denser blend, than, say, our craw tube blend that we use for our creature baits, because it's a denser plastic that needs to be able to sink on its own. That's because it's a black label blend from Dead On. That's their sinking label. So it's going to take quite a bit of stirring, but you can see it's already milky. We do still have a lot of resin gathered, so I'm going to probably stir this for a few minutes, and then I'll cook it, and we'll take a look at it in the vacuum chamber. Okay, we are just on the edge of gel phase here. It's going to be loud, but we're going to start up the vacuum chamber. I'm going to start to close the valve, and let's just watch, see what happens. See the bubbles forming right there. There we go. Come on, surface tension break. There it is. So if you, I have to kind of feather the valve. Otherwise, that surface tension can bubble up and over, and then it's just a giant mess. But there it is. I'm gonna let that work for a little bit, get as much air out of the plastic as I can before I finish cooking it, and then we will do our recipe. Probably vacuum chamber it again, because we're mixing in a powder, and I find that powders, like the glow powder, introduce a lot of air when they're being stirred in, and then we will run our fish sticks. All right, we have got our plastic here. Let's get started. We are going to start with 35 drops. There we go. You can see it's a beautiful orange, but it's very translucent. We can bump it up if we want to, but what we really want to do is leave it translucent so that the glow can really shine. Next is 1 teaspoon of glow powder. You can see the color begin to become more opaque as that powder blends in. I think we are going to have to zap this again. It's a little bit cooler in the mudroom today, or in the bait shop. It's a little bit cooler in the bait shop today. We got high of 58 or 55 today, I believe, and that won't be for a couple more hours. We're going to zap this and stir it again. So make sure we get that glow powder really well incorporated. And I'm not afraid to stir it strongly like this because we are going to vacuum chamber it again. You can see the opacity now, which is good. All right, let's... Yep, no gathering. All right, we're going to vacuum chamber it one more time, and then we'll be ready to shoot. Here we go, injector number 1. Grab injector number 2. All right. Now I could tilt this and go for injector number 3, but I don't know that it's necessary. That's not going to interfere. because I think what I want to do is end up combining these like this and cooking that with what's in the injectors to run those last two molds. Let that cool. We'll be able to peel that out. We're going to top these off one more time. All right, I'm going to recook and run those two. Yep, definitely ran out of plastic on that last one. That's okay, we'll have a bunch of good runs. Cut that one off, and we'll wait to demold. All right, I have got the molds here separated a little bit so they could cool a little bit faster so we can crack into them. I went ahead and cleaned up the 6th mold. I knew it hadn't run entirely. We did get, I think, one. Yeah, I think there's one out of it that came out okay. I'm gonna open this one last. I think we kind of messed ourselves up when we went ahead and tried to shoot the 6th mold because I ran out of plastic for topping off, and I do see a pinhole going down, which means we could have some air bubbles in some of the worms in there. We're gonna go ahead and move these to the side, and we will start with the first one that we ran, which is this one. Let me get you right, yeah, right there. Let's crack it open. Hoo hoo hoo, there they are. Little radioactive carrot sticks. Check those out. Now I am gonna go ahead and get these in a water bath, but we will figure out a way to take a look at the glow aspect. I might wait till it gets dark tonight. We do have windows in here, and take a look at it then, but they look great. Into the water bath. I got these molds good and hot because I wanted to prevent denting. Just something I tend to have a little bit more trouble with on the fish sticks. These came out on this side. You can see we have a little bit of denting right there. Because they just suck in that plastic. Those look good too. All right, this is my second go around showing off the glow stuff because I just sat down to edit and the audio didn't record. So here we are looking at the baits. Beautiful orange fish sticks here. I'm going to kill the lights and hit them with a UV light. But first we'll just see how much they glow from having these lights on for a couple minutes. All right, so here they are. And kill this light. So a little bit of glow. More of it is showing up on the camera than shows up to my eyes just as they're adjusting. But let's hit them with a little UV light here. And boom. Check that out. And that's the side that didn't get the light on it. Do that. Work all the way around. Check how bright that is. Imagine throwing that either in like really murky, dark water or in just at night. You want to be a little more visible, keep better track of your bait. Boom. There it is. Well, that is that. It's a wrap on radioactive carrots. We are going to be getting those on the website as soon as possible. I'll be keeping a handful for myself because I plan to fish them on a 3/0 EWG weightless on the bottom, working them real slow, because I think that I can entice some rather reluctant cold water bass to eat those if I work them that way. And that's exciting. But that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you all next time.